Part 4. There he was, grinning from ear to ear like no time had passed at all. "Alex, man, it's been too long." Mark pulled me into a bear hug, and immediately I felt like I had stepped back into our old days of hanging out. We spent the evening catching up, laughing about old memories and talking about where life had taken us. Mark had been through his share of ups and downs, but he was still the same outgoing, spontaneous guy the first remembered. Toward the end of the night, after a few beers, Mark leaned in and said, "So, what's new with you, man? You seeing anyone?" I smiled, feeling a warm glow at the thought of Emma. "Yeah, actually. Her name's Emma, and things are pretty serious. We've been talking about getting married." Mark's eyes lit up. "No way. That's awesome, man. But you're sure about this? I mean, marriage is a big deal." I nodded. "I'm sure. Emma's amazing. We've been through a lot together. And I know she's the one." Mark raised his glass. "Well, cheers to that. But hey, before you settle down for good, we've got to have one last adventure. Just like old times," I laughed, not taking him too seriously. "What do you have in mind?" Mark's grin widened. "A road trip. You, me, a couple of old friends. One last crazy weekend before you're officially off the market." I hesitated. The idea of a road trip sounded fun, especially with Mark, but I also knew that my life was different now. I wasn't the same carefree guy the first had been back when Mark and I were inseparable. Still, the thought of one last adventure before diving into the next phase of my life was tempting. "Think about it," I said, not wanting to commit right away. When I got home that night, I told Emma about Mark's idea. She smiled, but there was a hint of caution in her eyes. "Sounds like fun," she said, "but just remember, Alex, we've been through a lot. Don't let anything come between us now." Her words stuck with me. She wasn't trying to stop me from having fun or spending time with old friends, but I knew she was right. I needed to be mindful of the choices I made, especially now that we were on the verge of starting a new chapter together. Over the next few days, Mark kept texting me, trying to get me on board for the road trip. And while the idea still seemed fun, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had changed. I wasn't that guy anymore, the one who lived for spontaneous adventures and wild weekends. I had responsibilities now, and more importantly, I had Emma. One evening, as Emma and I were sitting on the couch, I turned to her and said, "You know, I don't think I'm going to go on that road trip with Mark." Emma looked at me, surprised. "Really?" I thought. "You were excited about it." "I was," I admitted. "But the more I think about it, the more I realize that I don't need one last adventure. I've already had plenty of those. What I want now is to build our life together." Emma's smile was warm and full of love. "I'm glad you feel that way. But Alex, if you want to go, I won't stop you. I trust you." "I know," I said, pulling her close. "But I don't need to. You're my adventure now." In that moment, I knew I had made the right choice. Life would always throw new people, new opportunities, and new challenges my way. But as long as I had Emma, I knew I could face anything. Some practical examples that tie into the themes of commitment, trust, growth, and navigating relationships with past friendships. Like Alex's story with Emma, Rachel, and Mark. These examples can offer insight into how similar situations play out in real life. 1. Setting boundaries with past relationships. Scenario: imagine you're in a serious relationship, and an old flame or close friend from the past, like Rachel, reaches out to reconnect. You have fond memories of this person, and there's a chance that they still have feelings for you, but your commitment is to your current partner. Practical approach: communicate with your partner. Be open and transparent about the situation. Let your partner know who this person is, what your history is, and what kind of relationship you plan to have now, just like Alex did with Emma. Set clear boundaries. Decide together how much interaction is appropriate with this person. For example, you might agree not to hang out with them one-on-one. If there's potential for emotional confusion, be honest with the friend. If they express feelings, make it clear that you are in a committed relationship. It's important not to give mixed signals or lead them on. Limit interaction if necessary. If the connection with the past friend causes tension or complications in your current relationship, it may be necessary to step back to protect your relationship, like Alex eventually did with Rachel. 2. Balancing friendships and relationships. Scenario: you're in a committed relationship, but a close friend, like Mark, wants to take a spontaneous trip or engage in activities that might not align with your current priorities. Evaluate priorities. Consider where you are in your life and how much time and energy you want to invest in certain friendships. If you're prioritizing building a life with your partner, some friendships might need to shift in importance, just like Alex realized with Mark. Involve your partner. Talk to your partner about your friendship and the planned activities. Ask for their input and feelings about it. If they support it, it can strengthen trust. However, if they have reservations, it's important to weigh those concerns carefully. Stay true to yourself. If you feel like your life is moving in a different direction from your old friends, that's okay. You don't have to feel pressured to relive old habits or go on wild adventures just because a friend expects it. 3. Facing feelings from the past scenario. You're in a relationship and suddenly, unresolved feelings from a past relationship surface. Like Rachel's feelings for Alex. It can be tempting to explore those feelings, but you need to decide what's best for you and your current partner. Practical approach. Reflect on your current relationship. Are you happy and fulfilled in your relationship? If so, it's important to acknowledge that those past feelings are based on old memories, not your present reality. Distance yourself. If necessary, sometimes the best way to avoid emotional confusion is to create distance from the person who stirs those feelings. You can be kind but firm in saying that your focus is on your current partner. Stay honest with your partner. If you feel comfortable, share what's happening emotionally with your partner. They may appreciate your honesty and trust you even more for being upfront, as Alex did with Emma. 4. Navigating trust issues scenario. Trust is a fundamental part of any relationship. But when past relationships or friendships like Rachel or Mark come into the picture, it can create insecurities in your current partner. Practical approach. Reassurance through actions. It's important to not just say you're committed, but also show it through your actions. This could mean reducing contact with past partners, being transparent about your interactions, or prioritizing your partner's feelings. Open communication. Create an environment where your partner feels safe to express their concerns without judgment. Talk openly about boundaries and what makes them feel secure. Show commitment. In Alex's case, he reassured Emma by turning down the road trip. With Mark, small acts of prioritizing your relationship over other potential distractions. Show your partner that they come first. 5. Handling major relationship decisions. Scenario: you and your partner are at a stage where you're discussing big commitments, like moving in together, getting married, or making future plans, but a major life event or a spontaneous opportunity like Mark's trip suggestion tests how ready you are to settle down. Practical approach. Reflect on your current relationship. Are you happy and fulfilled in your? Whether it's a trip, a job offer, or even a proposal, take time to think about how it aligns with your long-term goals. Alex realized that his old lifestyle wasn't as appealing anymore, because his priorities had shifted toward Emma. Talk about the future. Have deep conversations with your partner about what both of you want. This helps you align your future plans and avoid impulsive decisions that could hurt your relationship. Make choices that support your relationship. When faced with tempting options, always think about the impact on your relationship. Prioritizing your commitment, as Alex did by choosing Emma over an adventure with Mark, is often the healthiest approach. 6. Strengthening your relationship after challenges. Scenario: after overcoming challenges like temptations or past feelings, you and your partner have the chance to grow stronger together. Practical approach. Celebrate milestones together. After working through tough situations, take time to appreciate how far you've come. Plan a special date or have a conversation reflecting on how much you've grown together. Keep growing together. Continue to set new goals as a couple, whether it's personal, professional, or in your relationship. Growth doesn't stop after one challenge is overcome. Keep evolving together. Build a stronger foundation. Learn from past experiences to strengthen your relationship moving forward. Alex and Emma's ability to communicate and be honest help them navigate future challenges with confidence.